every time I think about it, it gets more imperative. For instance, even though I think I first found out about it in prison while in solitary, I really discovered that it could be a viable replacement when I looked at 1 Ian, 2 Ian, 3 Ian, and I noticed that 3 Ian, or 3 Ian, if you want, is a trillion. If you do zo instead of double zero, then zo is 0, 100. Zo is 0,000, 0, 100. And then 1 Ian would be 10,000. And that would be the first unit, like 100,000, million, billion. And then, so 1 Ian expands to 2 Ian with another 2 zos. And so that would be 100 million. Now expand it to 3 Ian, and there's overlap. And that's what excited me the most, that I learned most recently, is that 3 Ian is a trillion. And so with that in mind, compare the two. A trillion is 4 sets of 3 zeros. 4 doesn't sound trilly-like. It's not a trilly sense of a word. It should be quadrillion. But a quadrillion's 5 sets of 3 zeros. And also it's Greek. What are we doing? So 1 Ian, 2 Ian, 3 Ian, 4 Ian, 5 Ian, 6 Ian, 7 Ian, 8 Ian, 9 Ian, Zotian, 1 Ian, 2 Ian. And it keeps on going up to Ninian. That's huge. That's already, we're talking about 99 sets of 4 zeros. It's mind-boggling numbers. It's more than there are particles in the universe by a factor of many, many, many Forians.
Yeah.
I was going to say many millions, but
Right.
the big numbers change.
Well, and it sounds like too, when it comes to this, it's something that's continuing to evolve, that you're finding these things out.
Yeah, I hope to
Yeah.
keep it as revelatory. I've been over it so many times that I think a lot of the secrets I've already got. So for instance, there's some overlap with English words, and I call them crays. And so a cray would be like 59 is fine, or 51 is fun, or 54 is a foe, because a foe is your enemy, and that's 2 times 12, because 54 is twice 27. I enjoy it, and so I want other people to enjoy it with me. I don't know how to do that.
Tell me, I'm curious. So, like with therapy and mental health, right? We talk about feelings. Tell me about how it feels to do what you're doing, to want to share that with people, right? Like, what's the feeling?
I have a story, now that we're talking about mental health in regards to this. I have a story, and it's not a victory tale. I tried to teach somebody Zote over the course of a day. I figure you can learn a number a day. It's not too hard, and I want people to learn 10 numbers a day. I don't want to waste my time or their time. But I was there, and I was just battling out, like, remember Zote is 10. Hey, what's 10? And he wouldn't say Zote. And I did that like 3 times during a day. And so I was getting my pills, and I was like, hey, what's 10? And he's like, Thrunt or something? And I was like, I don't remember exactly what he said, but I was like, that's not it. And so I thought about another resident here that used to throw her pills. Sometimes when she's taking her meds, she would refuse her pills by getting upset and throwing them. Total misbehavior. And I thought, man, this guy's not taking this seriously. And she wasn't evicted. So I'm going to throw water in his face, which I've never done before. Understand how wild that is. And so I threw it on his chest, and I got his shirt wet like a jerk. 100% jerk. And No, it didn't benefit me. It made it
Yeah.
harder for me. It makes people want to learn the number system less because
Okay.
they don't want to spend the time with me. Who would want to spend time with somebody that has those kind of expectations on them? And it was a violation of a taboo about violent like acts. I don't think it was violence. It was water, but it was thrown on him. It was, and I hadn't been drinking the water. It was fresh water, but that's scant comfort for somebody whose shirt has to be wet for the rest of the day. Like it was really. I felt disrespected, so I showed him disrespect, and therefore I kind of deserve disrespect. I think that ultimately it was a failing and a profound one. It was stupid. And I won't do it again. And I've asked for his apology and he's given it. I've asked for forgiveness. I gave my apologies multiple times. He says I'm forgiven
Yeah.
100%. He's a nice guy. But how you treat nice guys reflects on you forever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I try to be nice, but like sometimes when somebody is attached to Decimal and they don't want to learn any part of Hunimal, much less like give it the status of Nigimal, Niggimal. That's what I would. The Wikipedia page I'd love would be Nigimal. Zo 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 Zo 1. That would blow my mind because it would mean that my ideas conquered. That the N word now means something that people can live with, and that we don't have to censor wildly, but instead we can apply it to something dear to our hearts, and we can start to. But that's never going to happen. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it'll happen. I'm trying. I'm doing my best, but more and more I think about it, the more I have to erase. I have to erase my visage, make it so my tats aren't an issue, make it so that my personality is an issue, make it so I don't get frustrated. I want to have two channels. One, the Sevicorn for kids, and I'll have 7 horns. I'll actually have 3 holes and 4 horns. So I'll be a 3-acole and a 4-acorn. And I'll be like a number guy for kids. But then I also have a strap on, and I'm going to get a zipper in my fursuit. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to take out the strap on and add another horn, and I'll be the multicorn for adults. And I have a fake pocket vagina that I can use with the strap on or with my horn up here. It will only be hilarious. The suit is going to have like a little pouch beneath the tail, and I'm going to store fake poop back there so that I can reach back and drop some down if I want to. And that, again, in my mind is so ludicrous and risible that just visibly it'll be funny, is my hope. I honestly don't know how it'll turn out, but
I'm curious if we went back just a little bit to the incident with the guy.
yeah,
And
poor guy.
you know, yeah, and it sounds like as you were telling it, right, I could almost hear you, and I think this is something you've already done, but just talking about how, like, I shouldn't have done that, it didn't get me what I wanted, it may have made things worse.
It was premeditated. I was sitting there and I thought of the idea, and then I was like, yeah, that's an idea I want to do. And it came from disrespect. I didn't respect the guy, and he wasn't respecting me enough for my ego. Terrible, terrible, terrible stuff. I can't escape it. I'm not a saint. I did it. I guess it was a little bit in the moment, but it was premeditated. It was premeditated water throwing, and I think, like, I don't know if I could do it again. Not to the kid that I did it to, like that's ruined. But I don't know. I don't plan on having it being a part of my life. But I don't know how to go back to a time when I wasn't a water thrower. I don't think forgiveness does it because it's real and it happened. So I'm still in the dark about how to fix that.